All right, Aaron, as the whole office can tell, you went to a Far Cry 5 event recently. Wasn't that kind of weird?
Yeah, they drove us out to like a place in Livermore. It was like a barn and had to shoot crossbows and did a bunch of stuff. We haven't actually seen events like that in a long time, so it was interesting. Got a cult sermon, played some Far Cry, joined a cult.
Back up for 2 seconds. Wasn't that like the main actor, the villain in this game, came in on a helicopter or something that you were telling me?
Yeah, that dude rode in on a helicopter, and we were reminded when filming helicopters that they really do blow a lot of stuff in your face when you were looking at them. So Far Cry 5, it's definitely coming along. It's starting to feel like a little bit like an iterative type of game, like a Call of Duty that you would get every year, but I'm fine with that. It's just a ridiculous sandbox at this point. Like, I know that Ubisoft games are developed in parallel with each other, but after playing Wildlands, it was a little hard to play Far Cry co-op for the reason that you couldn't get too far apart in it. Like, there was this leash that kept you tethered together, and in a post-Wildlands world, that's kind of a problem when you can't get away from your buddy to do things. But there was a lot of things you can do in this game. We were just messing around. We were, like, roping on helicopters. Alessandro almost crashed his helicopter into me after he pressed the wrong button and killed me, like, on accident.
To be fair, you crashed the helicopter first, and that sort of screwed up an earlier mission we were doing.
I get lowered. Nah, I'm good. Stay up there. We're good. That was friggin' awesome. No.
So it feels like they've thought a lot about co-op and how to do it, but they haven't come as far forward as other Ubisoft titles like Wildlands and actually give you that full freedom to really enjoy it.
Alessandro, did I hear you saying like only the host carries progress over?
Yeah, that's the weird thing, is that the host is basically, that's their game, and the guest character is just that, a guest in the host's world. And while you can still do a lot of the content, like story missions and side quests, the only person that's actually getting credit for it is the host. And anything that the guest basically procures, like weapons and items and money, they'll keep that. But as far as story and like side quests, they won't proceed with anything else.
That feels really dated.
Yeah.
Like you think of games, like even Monster Hunter, like lets you like actually continue. As weird as that game is with its multiplayer, like it lets you like complete a story. I think there's so many people who probably want to play this whole game co-op, since it's like the whole. That seems like the big hook with this one.
Because Far Cry 3 had a separate co-op mode where it was like those 6 or something missions.
Right.
And then Far Cry 4 were just only the fortress assaults.
Yeah, it was like in the world, so
Yeah.
it wasn't like completely separated, but it was still like you had to go to a specific thing, and it wasn't fully integrated the way this is.
Rule of law is dead and gone. There ain't nobody protecting us anymore, so we gotta do it ourselves. Only thing that matters is staying alive and staying fed.
I never played 4 until just now, because I kind of skipped it because I loved 3, but it looked like it was just kind of doing more of the same. And the thing that stands apart with that game is probably like its setting, like how that feels very different from the tropical setting of 3. So for 5, feel like the setting and the characters are probably going to be like the deciding factor in how much I like this game. Like, they're going for like this American setting. They seem to be maybe pushing a couple of buttons.
You're getting on my last nerve. Get over here. Hey, you're that sumbitch Dutch was going on about.
I was watching some footage with you guys with the guy running for Senate who's a quest giver.
Who's also Herc's dad.
Herc's dad.
The dude that said Obama-loving libtards.
If them Obama-loving libtards find out I can't look after my own property, I can kiss this Senate run goodbye.
Just watching that guy, I don't understand what tone they're going for with him, because I'm like, okay, he's not a villain, he's not like, but he's a quest giver, so is he just kind of meant to be an asshole? Am I supposed to like him? What are they trying to say with the characters in this game? I don't really know.
It seems like they are trying to sort of have it both ways, because even though the game is set in America and it's going to be viewed through that lens of the current political climate as we're in right now, they're also trying to say that it's its own standalone thing. It's not related to current politics, which again is weird because you have scenes like scenes with Herc's dad who's talking about Obama-loving libtards.
You a registered voter? Don't matter.
Game also has a character creator, and I decided to make my character black. So going onto his property and actually hearing him talk about like this sort of deeply conservative and like, you know, sort of gun-toting attitudes, that made me really uncomfortable. So, but I think that's also the point where, you know, you make these characters like they're you. I mean, they're supposed to represent you and your choices, but you know, you're also coming into conflict with these sort of fringe ideologies, and you know,
Right.
it makes things awkward, but at the same time,
I'd be into that if like that was intentional and like they're leaning into that, but I just can't tell if that's on purpose or if that's just some weird.
it gets weird most of the time.
Okay.
I mean, that's what Far Cry's always been about, though. It's always been about insanity and getting into like the head of these insane characters, and then having them maybe convince you through cult of personality, or just through the world being worse than they are. They start to make sense.
That's why the closer we get to the game coming out, I'm actually getting more and more worried than I used to be. Because Far Cry is one of those franchises where even if it is more of the same, like we were talking about earlier, I'm completely fine with that. With Far Cry 5, like with having planes, and there's almost a little bit of vanilla Far Cry 2 stuff going on as far as developing those allies, like the sniper, the dog. That seems really cool. I just want to kind of be able to play the game and have fun, but if the story and the stuff they're presenting is not handled well enough that it's actually impeding on the fun, then that's going to suck. Because Wolfenstein 2, like I mentioned, they leaned into it in a good way. With Far Cry 5, I feel like if they're not going to go into it, then it's just going to be this weird brick wall between me and having fun with it.
Yeah, where you're just gonna have to like find a way to like mentally divorce those two and ignore it, which is not a great solution, but it seems like at least the gameplay is fun and like entertaining enough that like that aspect is going to be good.
I mean, one of our guns for hire was a bear named Cheeseburger who had diabetes. You can't get sillier than that.